Hi guys, and welcome to Late Bloomer. I'm in sunny Spain, so I thought I have to make my video outside today. So I hope you can bear with the sun and yeah, you can bear with the sun, but I hope you can bear with the waves and the wind in the background. So I thought today I'd talk about, because I had a friend who a few months ago we were talking about, following the norms and when you feel like you're becoming a grown-up that you should follow certain social rules. There are very often this, at least where I come from, this ladder with things that you should do. So you should, maybe travel for a year after you're done with high school, and then you go to college, and then you get a job, and the drill. So she said so wisely that there are many different ways of being a grown-up. There's not one right way, there are many different ways. And this was really, I thought it was so good and well put, and it's really stuck with me. So speaking of being a late bloomer and want to bloom later in life and following your passions, and what I'm thinking is that when you're a late bloomer, you feel like you reached the stage where it's too late, or you think it's too late. That's what I said in the other video as well. And then it's hard to break free, because when you're younger, you feel like it's actually, you're in this stage where you feel like you're allowed to try and error. You're allowed to travel, you're allowed to try different work, and it's about, learning about life. And then you reach a stage where it feels like now you should have answers instead of questions. And with that also comes maybe that you feel that you can try less, that now you have to follow a more secure path. And that's why her comment really stuck with me. There's not a right way of being a grown-up, there are many different ways. So thinking about the whole concept of being a grown-up on your own terms, it also means that it's difficult to go against what the social norms are for where you live. I often have the feeling that I have to justify my choices and explain, for example, why I like to travel so much. And it's interesting actually that some people think that I'm running away. And in my case I'm chasing feeling alive by traveling, by seeing new things, by meeting new people and cultures. And I also love being home in my own city, that's not it. But I need this, life infusion of traveling and seeing new things. To me, that is just, that is feeling alive. But a lot of people, they do have issues understanding this. And so beforehand, I always used to, try to explain that, again, what I said, there are different ways of being a grown-up. This is the way you like to do it, but this is how I do it for me. But lately, I've stopped explaining, because why should I explain my choices? You should do what makes you happy. And instead of trying to justify this to people who wants you to step away from things that makes you happy, who tries to work against you, who tries to convince you to do other things that is not contributing to your happiness, I've just started to say, all right. And then I'm having interesting discussion with people who has the same mindset or the same dreams. And I know this is easier said than done. And I know a lot of people say this, surround yourself with people who give you happiness, and the people who are negative or try to work against you, put them to the side. But you can't just always push away people who are not thinking the same way as you do, because sometimes it might be a family member or a really close friend. So when I say that, I've started to say, all right, that doesn't mean that I agree with them, and it doesn't mean that I give up my own opinion. I more do now that I say, the classic, I hear what you're saying, this is your opinion, but I have another one. I have other ways of living that makes me happy. So please, let's not talk about this, because I don't want to justify my choices, just in the same way that I'm not trying to convince this person of start to travel and give up the way they're living their life. We're people, we're different. As I said, we don't have the same shoe size, so there's not one size fit all in terms of how to live your life. But I think it's important to stop judging. These are just my thoughts. I think, okay, so the essence, what I'm trying to say is live your life in the way that makes you happy. I'm not talking about, you know, screwing over other people or being arrogant or an asshole. I'm talking about live your life the way you want to live it. Don't sit and say, oh, I'm not 23 anymore, so it's too late, I can't do it. If you want to do something else, I think it's difficult being brave and taking that first step. Let's talk about that in another video, the whole getting started aspect of it. But admitting to yourself that what you're doing at the moment is not the optimal way you want to live your life. You want to do other things. Maybe not full time, it might be taking up a hobby or doing certain things a few times a year. But even still that you want that, glow, that passion inside of you. If you know what that is, then you shouldn't feel like you have to justify it towards someone else that you have that sort of passion or this is what you want to do in life. Just, be proud of that you have this feeling, be proud of that you have this energy and this glow inside of you. And if you're feeling that other people are talking you out of it, that's what I mean. Just say, okay, either just nod and let it go in and out, or let them know that here I'm not judging the way you live your life, so I'm politely asking you to bugger off out of my decisions, basically. Does this make sense? But please share if you have any dreams or passions that you would love to explore or pursue. I'm so interested in hearing what other people are thinking about, blooming later in life and maybe not daring to or thinking that it's too late, and together let's change that.